And welcome on in, everybody. Behind the Counter podcast, back at it here, Instant Game TV, and look who's back on the set of Behind the Counter, who's here normally on a weekly basis, but is back here for the Behind the Counter podcast, Mr. Dave Mann, DAM314 on Twitch, but he is back here at it with us, as it should be, Behind the Counter. It's the three of us here Behind the Counter on a daily basis. So, welcome to the show, August 24th, 2020. We got some channel business to go over, some topics to discuss, some customers. Oh, those fees we were talking about for the last couple of weeks, bam! They're gone! Done! Caught!
Kind of.
Nonetheless. We'll talk about some store stuff here, and of course, maybe if we have some time, we'll do some Facebook Marketplace searching.
God.
As much as it was a disaster last week with the person who just didn't want to buy what we were offering to buy. But we'll talk about that maybe later if we have some time left over. But we'll talk about the channel a little bit. You know, what big game has been going on the last week or two.
Fall Guys.
Yeah, Fall Guys. Dave, is Mike still the only one that has a win?
I got a win officially this past Wednesday.
He turned up the heat.
And I clipped it because even I'm going, oh my God, it's happening! It's happening! Like, I couldn't believe it.
It was a legitimate win.
So now, officially, your two employees, by the way, have as many wins as professional streamer and professional bald fat body, Tim the Tap Man.
Wait, does he have 2 wins?
He has one.
One. Oh, so he finally got it?
Yeah.
When did he get it?
I don't know exactly
Last
when it
week.
happened, but he was going for a long time without getting one.
Friday. Wednesday, actually.
Dave and I discussed the fact that it very well could have been staged. And I kind of, why not?
What,
It's good
failing
publicity.
for content?
Yeah,
Yeah.
having
kinda-
Tim the Tap Man like accidentally get thrown off, or because I mean that's an easy game to like. Oh no, I can't believe I fell off the log.
Yeah.
Very well be. But, you know, I don't know how I feel about that game yet. I'm in the middle of it. I think it's definitely one that can get on your nerves relatively quickly.
What do
Am I
you mean you
wrong
don't
with
know
that?
how you feel about it?
I don't know if I like it or not. I like the uniqueness of the concept. Taking a battle royale and not necessarily making it about shooting or whatever. It's kind of a different style battle royale.
It is cool.
It'd be like, you know, if NASCAR did one.
So
It'd be
what
kinda
don't you
different.
like about it then?
What?
So what don't you like about it then? I guess is what I'm asking.
I don't know.
You just feel like not liking it?
I don't think it's up my alley for a type of game, but I think it's a cool game to watch. I definitely, I don't know. Let me take that. I don't know if I could play it over and over and over and over and over again.
That's a fair.
That's my.
that's
I could like hopping on
Dave
for a
and I
game
have
here,
said
game
that.
2.
Yeah.
I could do that. I just don't know if I could play that over and over and over again.
it works well when we're double teaming it.
Yeah, especially so when one of us are like, I'm done. You can tag it out and have somebody else play. I just view it as honestly, you know, all of your moderately favorite Mario Party games, like
Yep.
when you're like, God, I gotta get the star, and oh, here's a Mario game. I know I'm gonna get a couple coins out of this. That's the whole game.
True. But you know, some other games that came out this week. Dream Team had UFC on UFC
It
4.
was so disappointing. I didn't buy 3 because I was waiting for 4. I was just like, I missed out on it when it first came out. And I was just like, I might as well just wait till 4 at this point.
Yeah.
And then I finally get 4 and we play it and it stinks.
So you waited on 3 after it had been out a while, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like
I didn't realize it came out and then I was like, oh shit.
that's like me buying. That's like I thought for a minute you're like, oh, UFC 3 is coming out right now, but I'll wait till the 4 comes out.
Oh no, yeah, that would have been.
It'd be like Halo 4 just came out, but I'm gonna wait till 5 comes out to buy that one.
Yeah. I just happened to miss out on it and then I was like, should I get it? Should I not? And then I didn't, and I'm disappointed.
That's an indictment on UFC's large advertising budget. How does Mike, the Insane Games TV fighting games champion, not hear that there's a fighting game coming out? That's on you. That's on you, UFC.
This is how disappointed I was. I ordered a copy of Fight Night Champion for $360, and it was delivered on Amazon 2 days after I played UFC. So I wanted my fighting game fix, and that game couldn't satisfy it. So
I don't know if I'm more shocked about that or you bought it on Amazon.
I mean, we checked here first, but it's just that it's an extremely
And GameStop just doesn't take in 360
it's an
games
extremely
anymore.
good game. That's why it was. That's why we don't have it.
So, but wait a minute, Dan. Let's not gloss over the fact that. So while I was streaming, I had them on the TV over there. My God, the hits in that game. Just from an outside perspective of watching the stream, go back and watch the video. Seriously, Anderson Silva, watching him, because which one of you was Silva?
That was Tom.
Okay, because that first round, like you're hitting him in the face, and I was like, oh my God, it's Silva of new. And then like Tom got back up, and then second round, it was like giving those kicks, and it was like, oh, it's Silva of old. Like, it brought it back.
I ended up choking him out there at the end.
Seeing
So
ice. We'll gloss over that.
You went through every weight class, right? Didn't you guys do one match at every weight class?
Wait, is Uncle Creepy in that game?
Oh no, I do remember playing that on you.
Dead to me.
Actually, he might be. What was it? Do you remember his name now? It wasn't Rico, was it?
Uncle Creepy. You know what? Let's see how good UFC's marketing is. If I this is, you know what?
That was his official nickname.
I'm gonna go private mode because I don't want this to show up on my history. Uncle Creepy UFC. Ian McCall came right up. That's really bad, dude. You have got to get a new nickname.
Let me see. Ian McCall, UFC.
Is he like a past champion or something?
No, I don't think he's in the new UFC. He was a low-level guy. The kind of guy Dave likes to embrace, the underdog.
Flyweight and bantamweight, had an absolutely ridiculous, disgusting stash. Look at it, Dan. Look at that thing. You just want to call the cops looking at him.
Whoa.
He looks like somebody that should have right out of Red Dead Redemption 2. God. So, I can officially say I haven't played it. Not gonna.
But I think it didn't meet your standards, right?
It's just because it was mostly a downgrade from the other UFC games. The last one I played was 2, and that one was, I felt like, already almost perfect. So now they're changing things around,
right?
Just to make a new game and sell it.
Did we kind of think, with looking at the cover, maybe this wasn't be that great of a game? It's an awful looking cover.
Grow up, Dan.
What is the cover?
Don't try to relate judging titles by their covers.
The EA's new marketing concept for all the covers is a little ridiculous.
I'm throwing out a very logical and reasonable explanation why I thought the game was bad. And you're like, but what about the cover?
But my point is, I think the cover's already showing that it's a bad game before you even play it. Look at
I
the
will
cover.
agree that it's an awful.
It just looked cheap.
Awful cover.
It's just like, oh wow,
whoa!
They just put a bunch of photos like that. It's like
is this really the cover?
Yeah,
I could go get it real quick.
Doesn't even look like the cover.
Mike, grab that. That's fucking disgusting.
Mike's grabbing a UFC 4 cover.
That's horrible. Oh, somebody needs to get fired. What is this background cage? Firstly, Mike, what is this? What is this that I'm seeing in the promotional pictures? An octagon made of chain link fences.
Actually, that's where the guy on the left of the cover here, he started in the Kimbo Slice leagues, and that's where
the what?
The places where Kimbo Slice earned his name. The streets, the backyard fighting pits.
Gross.
Does there not look like a barcode scanner on the front of it?
That's what, right here?
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's like you gotta scan something there. Like,
there's only one pair of gloves on the cover, and that's the only way you can tell that's a UFC game.
You know, so
this is absolute shit. Someone should get fired.
Right? Like, in all the EA games.
Holy crap!
So people can still see it.
I don't. You know what, Mike? I'm siding with the fact that Dan. If I looked at that cover before hearing about this game, ass.
So then the other game that came out right over there on Friday, PGA 2k21, which we haven't been able to play yet, but hopefully we will be able to. Do you know it's only 5 gigs to download?
Dan won't even try it once he saw
it's
the
5 gig, Dave. Fall Guys has more gigs than that game right there.
Dan installed it and didn't even play it because he saw the size
5
of
gigs.
It.
5 gigs.
What?
Isn't that?
Here's my thing. These video game developers, they don't want to give the people what they want. Rather, it's NASCAR. Like NASCAR Heat 5 is basically NASCAR Heat 4. Very little.
They admitted that.
What do people want to do in NASCAR? They want to customize their cars. Well, then it's the worst performance in customizing cars I've seen in there. They should have every sponsor. I mean, if the sponsors are on the cars already in the game, then they clearly have licensing to use those sponsors. So why not put all those sponsors in the library of sponsors to put on your custom
You
car?
have the license to use them on that car, not any random nerd custom car.
Okay, maybe that's true. I don't know. We don't know the logistics. Okay, but I gotta imagine if NASCAR Heat gets the right to use McDonald's in their game, they can use it in any form or fashion. Is my belief.
Protecting your IP. I'm with Mike on that.
He could very well be right. He very well could be
Do I
right.
think it's cool? No.
But nonetheless,
Your point is valid, but
nonetheless, the customization is awful. Let's go to WWE. What does everyone want in WWE games? Well, they want a goddamn
drop the leg on
general
people?
manager mode. Well, what do we do now? We come out with WWE Battlegrounds, where it's a bunch of cartoon guys with big heads wrestling. Like, no one's gonna buy that game.
when does that come out?
It comes
I
out in
honestly
October.
would play that game.
No one's gonna. I mean, 2K, who
Would you
has
play
one of
that
the
game?
what game?
Would you play that game, Dave?
What?
You WWE Battlegrounds?
For fun behind the counter here, I would, but not like I'm not gonna go buy and go home and play it. But then
Continue.
but-
Hang
then
on,
you
I'm
got-
pre-ordering a game.
So then you got WWE 2, you got NBA 2K, which makes great franchise modes. Or they're really producing that has 5 gigs, or WWE 2K, which doesn't have anything cool in it. Like it's like, come on, WWE 2K20 was a disaster. PGA 2k21 disaster.
don't
UFC
even know
4
about
disaster.
Everyone-
And NASCAR 5 is basically a remake of the 4th. Like, what are these people doing?
2 out of the 3 are correct. We haven't tried out golf yet.
Well, we're gonna try it out, and I'm sure we're gonna find out that it's really nothing
I
special.
think reviews have been saying it's quite slippery.
I mean, Call of Duty's not even coming out
Let's
with
see
it.
that, actually.
Call of Duty doesn't even announce their game until last week. It's just like, what is going on here with new games? Like, it's like maybe the reason why new game sales are down so much is that they market them bad, they don't give the people what they want, and they're creating shitty games. I mean,
You know, it is suspicious though that like 2K.
what game are you looking at? Is that it? Is that Battleground?
You know why, Dan? It's like Battlegrounds, and I figured it out right away.
It's cartoonish.
It's $39.99, so
Not
it's
even
not
full price.
a real
not a
game
real
today.
game.
I didn't even notice that until now, so that even adds more to the argument. That it's just a dumb. It's just that's what's gonna save the WWE gaming franchise.
Oh yes, a return to the old arcade batter rounds. I think that game's gonna be hilarious. Because if I ever wanted to play a Stone Cold Steve Austin and stun Shawn Michaels literally out of the arena, that's gonna be the game.
Need for Speed. What do people want? They want
Oh my
cops
God.
and racers. That's what they want. They want a good storyline in Need for Speed. What does Need for Speed do? They just give you random cars where you can't be the cops with no storyline. It's just like, you guys just don't give people what they want. That's what people want in racing games.
I have some interesting data for discussion here. Would you say Rory McIlroy PGA Tour was a good golf game?
No.
You didn't like it? Did you have fun playing it?
I don't think I've ever really tried it.
You played it when, didn't you play it with Tyler and the boys?
No, that was Tiger Woods.
No, it wasn't. It was Rory McIlroy. The one me and Tom were playing.
You mean me, the one that I played with Tyler and Jeremy?
Yeah.
No, we played Tiger Woods.
You did not play Tiger
That was
Woods.
back in 2015.
Because Tom said he was in Florida trying to get the against Jeremy.
Oh, maybe it was Roy McIlroy.
So it was
I
fun.
mean, I would just consider any normal. I wouldn't be able to tell that it was not a Tiger Woods game. If that's what you're asking.
Well, it was made by the same people.
It was made by EA Sports. Okay.
So essentially, it's a Tiger Woods game,
Right.
But with a new.
So what's your data?
Let's say that was 100 gigs worth of data to download that game, and it got a 61 on Metascore with a 3.8 user score. And then PGA Tour 2K21 has a 76 Metascore and a 7.9 user score. So it's double as good to the users
I'll believe it
as
when I see
Rory
it.
was. So it could very well be a dripping wet golf game that you're just chilling on.
So,
This is for the PS4, the numbers, by the way.
but so,
I'm also going based off of Tom telling me it's 5 gigs. Do we know that it's 5 gigs for
Tom's
sure?
a hater.
Tom said it's only 5 gigs.
which Xbox One did you install it on?
This one.
Let's,
He very well could have been given false information.
or it could have been 5 gigs to start.
I said, yeah, I guess you can actually check the exact count.
But he sent a picture of it. There's
Yeah,
only 5
Oh
gigs.
no! Photographic evidence. See, that's hard to fake though. Photos are like you see it like
It was midway
Oh.
downloading, and it had the percentage and the complete. I thought it was 7, but now that you mentioned the picture he sent, how's it going?
Pinocchio, go up to games. Go up to games.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now click on.
Were you guys on Mixer before?
For a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I was on Mixer before
We
it shut
did.
down.
We did both. But
It wasn't the 200. It came over to Twitch. I actually like it better. How do you guys like it?
yeah, it's been good. Good. I don't do too much with it. It's mostly, the guy that
I don't
does
know,
all
full
the
library, maybe?
technical stuff. But
Yeah.
Game Zone.
we've always liked Twitch the most.
It's definitely got a good vibe about it.
Yeah.
I think they got a better.
Oh, they might be
platform, everything
digital
was a lot
ones.
better set up.
Oh yeah.
I think I got affiliate, and I haven't been. The second I got affiliate, I've been like, I went back to work. I was like, but the good thing is that I probably won't lose it. Hopefully. What's
no,
that?
they won't take affiliate away from you.
Oh, they won't,
Manage
thank
games,
you.
maybe.
Age of 47. What's that?
6 gigs right there.
what do you
He's
mean?
actually
Is it-
right.
It's Hitman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Age of 47.
Wow.
Is that a Funko Pop or what is it?
Nope, that came with the collectible edition of the game.
Dang, how much is it?
That is not for sale.
Oh.
So Mike was right. For people watching us, Mike was right, Tom was right. 6 gigs. Do we not find that to
whole
be a
6
little
gigs,
unbelievable?
And that's playable now. Like,
Do we not find that to be a little weird?
I find it absolutely unbelievable.
Just
Just
it was the Hitman
because,
the collector's edition.
Just the simple fact that the Call of Duty, every time I start that damn thing, it's 15 gig update. Like,
I mean, Call of Duty recently, their update was 75 gigs, Dave. Even Call of Duty's Xbox is more than a game that DPU have been developing for 2 years.
Fortnite has more of a size of an update for this stuff than anybody else does. Like, ridiculous.
Dude, you're gonna show people all my NASCAR shit talk.
I mean,
all the
we
shit
can
talk,
we can
right?
do that in a little bit.
So okay. My whole point is here: do we not find that to be a little bizarre? You think that's normal? A game of that magnitude to be 6 gigs?
Not that big of a deal.
I want to see it played, but it should be a huge red flag about the fact that Rory McIlroy, we created characters and we were just thwacking around all these PGA Tour clubs and having a pretty good time of it. There's no way in 6 gigs they made a like more than X amount of courses or shit like that.
Well, there's no golfers in
As long as
it.
it
Tiger
gets-
Woods isn't in it. Roy McIlroy isn't in it. No one's in it.
It's
Phil Mickelson's not in
very
it.
interesting with it, such a score that it got with no roster people or anything like that. It must be just pure gameplay wetness.
I'm baffled to see
That's
exactly.
all I can say. It
I'm
must just
baffled to
be-
see exactly what's gonna. I can't wait to see when we try it.
So I'm guessing the roster's small, the maps aren't that many, that numerous. So it's just perfect.
They're probably like 10
pure
golf cart. They're probably 10
golf.
courses.
My question is, can I like take my caddy, throw him in a golf cart and drive through the 19th hole? Going like, I won! Woo! Like, my green jacket! So,
Well,
but do you notice all the linkage between the games, not NASCAR, but the 2 games at the front there and the ones we've been discussing?
Sports.
EA crap. It's in the crap. Like, they just turn that shit out and they don't care because
Well,
everyone's gonna buy it.
what was the first thing we had to do when we put UFC on?
What's that? Oh, yeah,
Sign up
make
for
it-
an EA account?
Yeah, but classic EA account, and you can't get out of it without doing it. Like, it's just like, there's no like, oh, can I just hit
You
the
can't
hit
skip
the B
it.
button? You have to do it.
God forbid you can skip it.
Still waiting for EA to make the Road Rash finally.
Yeah.
Back when they had the square, the triangle, and the circle.
Oh, yeah.
Road Rash. There's a game we haven't. When's the last Road Rash has been out?
3D. Our PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 1.
Was it PlayStation 1? Yeah, right. Yeah.
Whatever one came out first.
And then the other game this week that have been a topic, NASCAR. Been doing a lot of NASCAR heat. Now, Mike, Dave, myself, Steve's
That
been
was the
hopping in
other
with us.
thing.
Today was, I'll be honest, the last day or two has been pretty frustrating on the online mode. A lot of shit talk going out from the Insane Games or the Heat on Twitch account. Just today I sent one. What did I say to one guy today?
He said, you better... This is a pretty creepy threat from Dan. He goes, you better hope that we don't cross paths again on the track after the stunt you pulled.
Yeah, good afternoon, Insane Games.
That's a very direct threat, though. Like, you're letting somebody know, like, you had better not be in my car's parameter. And I don't want, like, that's clear, concise, and yet at the same time doesn't get anybody in trouble.
We don't have any.
He didn't put any bite on it. He should have called him like a mouth breather at the end. Like Eli Manning or something like that.
Okay.
That would be a good thing to do.
Well, it wouldn't be a behind the counter episode. Well, at least one phone call interruption. What were we talking about?
How I liked that threat.
It's a NASCAR threat. He could send it to Xbox and complain, but the Xbox can probably sit there and laugh themselves. And
that's very much a Bat Dan threat. Yeah. You'd better not be causing crime on my tracks.
We better not cross paths on the track again, otherwise I'll spin him out. And luckily,
this guy took Dan out bad too.
It was a completely unnecessary spin.
Backwards compatible, 360?
So was it like front slam, behind slam, side, or
no? It was a classic. He was in front of me, and this game has in the mode where it's really, I think, designed so you can't spin people out. Because if you hit the back of their car, you spin out. But what people are doing now is they're using it. They come down, they hit you, and you just completely spin out. They're using it in the reverse fashion. And NASCAR Heat's too stupid to figure out they have to revert that. Because normally, like if I were to come up and try to spin someone else behind me, it would spin me out. So it's kind of like a deterrent to spin people out. But people are now using it to the reverse effect, where it crashes them out.
What do you think about the claim that 343 games, or which 704 games? Sorry, 343. That 704 games pretty much admitted that 4 wasn't going to be the game. That wasn't going to be like the next NASCAR game to carry you for 10 years. But they were looking to the future for it.
Yeah,
do you like when game companies do that? What do you think? Like,
I mean, I don't mind. I mean, a lot of people say no. The difference between 4 and 5. I mean, I like 5. I mean, I like 4 too.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Insane Games.
So, by the way, folks, while Dan is chatting, now is a great time for you, the follower, if the watchers here, to hit that heart button right down there. That's the follow button. That lets us know that you like what you're seeing, like what you're hearing. And following here on Insane Games gets you access to not just podcasts, talking head shows, live programs, but more content and more streamers than you can possibly shake a stick at. Also, hit that bell icon so you get notified every time we go live. 7 days a week. You never know on the weekends when we're going to go live. You never know when Dan's going to wake up and go, it's NASCAR time, boys.
Very well true. Thanks, Dave, there for the bit of information. And definitely give us a follow if that's something of interest. But, with the NASCAR stuff, it's just 5 and 4 are similar. I went back. I was telling Mike this yesterday. I think for Danny NASCAR, I'm going to go and I'm going to try to find every single NASCAR game and have it. And then kind of like on the set, have them all around me. Like, because I don't know if you probably know. Like, NASCAR 13, 14, and 15 for like 360, PlayStation 3. We've never ever seen them in the store. I don't see them in the store.
Nope.
It's just like I've never seen 4. In fact, I couldn't even remember the covers when I was going back and looking at them. Like NASCAR Heat. First off, there's a regular NASCAR Heat.
Yep.
Then there's a second.
Yep.
Then there's a third. Then there's a fourth. Then there's a fifth. All on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. We've never seen any of them in here.
No.
Like never ever. So it's like I'm gonna keep the NASCAR Heat 4 I have in the back. Now I got 5, and now 1 or 2 just came in for PlayStation. I think I'm gonna pull off and pull them aside. And I'm going to try to get all of them and then have them all around me and go back and do any of them that I want to do at any time.
I think that's a good idea because it'll also help show, like I really enjoy on Danny NASCAR following on Insane Games TV, by the way, that you did do, like, when the season was going on and things like that, you would get into the meat of that and discuss that, what rule changes are happening, things like that. So it'll be easy to show, like, oh, by the way, that today we're on PS2 and we're playing, Total Team Control 06, and you can see the difference in how that game has evolved. Whereas, like, your Maddens on average really haven't.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And I think NASCAR has. I do like how the NASCAR game. I think it's the right way of doing it. I don't know if I agree necessarily of all the times you got to pay for them, but I do like the fact that they come up with additional paint schemes throughout the season. They put them in maybe I don't think the DLC pack should be maybe $4.99, and they give you the 15 new paint schemes.
Is that thing over $10?
Yeah, they're like $15. I think that's a little too pricey.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Did you look at the list of skins that they gave?
But right, yeah, no, they did for this one here. They put in 43 new cars. So I'll give them a little. It depends on how much they do. I get it takes a little bit to make all those cars, but then again, not really. They're really just. I don't know how the analytics work in video game developing, but they're really just the paint schemes are already created. It's not like they're creating the cars. They're kind of just I don't know how photo imaging works. They put that in there.
Yeah, you just throw. They have the system that has the body of the car, and they're just adjusting.
Right, so I'm not quite sure how
color.
hard it is to do that, but for 43 paint schemes or 50, whatever it was, I guess I could say $14.99 isn't that bad. But when they drop a normal $15.20, it should be $4.99.
No.
Or maybe charge $69.99 for the game up front, and that includes all DLC. But again, the only thing I don't like about this game, I love the online player. I think the best thing about this game so far is it's online. Their online mode. To put 43 real people on the track is one of the coolest things I've done in a video game in a long time. I think it's fantastic. Dantastic, if I should say. Okay, but
Whoa!
you can thank Mike for coming up with that one. And I think it's a great mode. And the only thing I wish they would do is better customization. I would love to be able to put more time into creating a car. A McDonald's Dan car, I think, would be pretty cool, but we can't do that because they didn't put the McDonald's logo in there.
You would go McDonald's.
Skip the middle.
Burger King's in there.
No.
Taco Bell's in NASCAR.
Skip the middleman. The Dan Diet Coke Mobile.
But that's not a real car, so that wouldn't be in there.
It's not.
And when
What
do we
about
get
Diet
an
Pepsi?
Insane Games TV car, by the way? You're
Hey,
doing so much good press for them.
I have sent an official email to 704 Games 2 weeks ago asking if there's any way. I even said I would pay for it. Okay, I just want a cool Insane Game TV looking car. Did I expect a response? No. Do I expect them to even look at it? No. But I did it. And I knew when I was typing it, this is never going to get looked at, and I'm never going to get a response. But I sent it.
I appreciate that you took the shot, though.
Now you got to do that times 100 more times so they do notice it.
And I said, I'm not looking for... I said, I will pay for it. I will gladly pay for the car to be made. I can give you some insights on how to create what type of paint
They
scheme you're
probably
looking
stopped
for.
reading after that.
But well, real quick. If you had to create an Insane Games TV car, what would it look like? What would be your main color?
Probably black.
Black.
You think so? Okay, I agree with the black. Obviously, the Insane Game TV, the square one with a purple TV, that goes on the hood. Now, what would you put on the side? See, I don't know if I would go with all Insane Games TV. I think I'd put some of the show logos on there.
That'd be
I would
black.
put Twitch, make them pay for some of the advertising on it. And you know what? I would even say that if we were going to get a car to really throw people off, make it the neon green. Because imagine how much, Bubba Wallace is taking a Daytona 500. It's the last 6 laps. And here comes this green shit lightning that clips him right past. And he's going to go, what the hell was that? And you get that video clip of, damn you, Insane Games TV, forever. Forever. Perfect advertising.
I don't know. I think I like the black. I like the all black car, and then you work off of that. You can add in some stripes, but I think the majority color should be the glossy black. The logo
just be
right on.
careful. Mike doesn't pay the driver to totally sabotage people. He's only going to get one race in the Insane Games TV car, but we're going to make memories forever.
We got to come up with a strategy for getting them to make us a car before they close, before they're done. Now, that being said, this will be the last Heat game.
Oh, is that?
They are switching servers for the next one or something.
Thank God.
There's a contract where they're switching.
So
I forget the terminology for it.
It's going to be using a new engine
right.
that will allow for better graphics, more customization options,
I hope.
better in-game physics and things like that, so that they can better adjust the back bumper weapon that people are using.
So it's
I will
just
say
not-
though, I created a new card today, and I was testing the different the models, and I kind of like the Camry. I really kind of like what it looked like. I'm not gonna lie.
I actually just switched off the camera when we were last
I was
playing.
somewhat.
Wait a minute. You sure you're not sick, Dan? You sure you're feeling okay?
I liked the way it looked in the car. Like, I like the Chevy
Did he hit his head?
Camaros, but there's nothing on the back of the Camaros. Like, nothing. Like, they don't have, like the Camry has all, like, the cool black grille with the Camry written. Mustang has a grille with a Mustang. Chevy has nothing.
Yeah.
They just have the Chevy logo. That's the other car. Like, there's no cool Camaro. There's no cool. Then the back of it is just two little headlights, and that's it. And there's nothing. I think on the back you have the Ford Mustang huge logos. On the Camry they have Camry in big letters. Like, there's the car fills in more with the Camry. I prefer the Camaro, but designing the car doesn't fit in well. I don't know.
You know what they say about Fords? Once you go Ford, you'll never have to pay for expensive parts ever again.
That's a good point.
I bet your pit crew times are way down because the guy's literally on the sidelines chewing gum. And then when you pull in, he's going, you're good to go!
Chew faster. We need more gum.
Too fast, he's coming back around!
But nonetheless, I debated at the Camry, and now I was testing the Mustang before we started here, and I probably end up going back to the Camaro. But I'm just testing it out a little bit, see which ones I like more.
Dan's trying to copy my car. That's the issue.
I mean, interesting though that he gravitated towards your car. Like, interesting.
Well, no. There's not Gatorade plastic all over my car. Alaxa's all over my car.
It's basically Gatorade's sister company, but we'll, no, it's not.
So, fact of the matter is, I had a Camry, and then you changed the Camry, and then I changed the Mustang, and you changed the Mustang.
First off, I've done one race with each car. That's it. It's not like I've been racing for 5 weeks with Camry, testing it out. And now I'm doing...
So you didn't give Camry a shot?
I gave him a couple races. I gave him a race and a half. I think I quit the second race.
He didn't give Camry much of a shot. He gave Mustang more.
Because he loved the power of the Mustanger.
But so we got... So NASCAR heat's been going well. That's been fun.
Dan, I wanted to ask you, and I know I'm going to surprise this on you, so I apologize. But, Dan, you have been doing infinitely more streaming since NASCAR Heat 5 came out, comparable to the amount of streaming I do on an average week. How do you feel doing that?
I don't mind it. I like the NASCAR one. I like the craziness of it. I like the engagement it seems to be getting. So that seems to be working, and it's a fun game. I don't mind. I mean, I'm not bad at it, so I enjoy doing it. And then what I like about it too is that you're starting to get the NASCAR online is kind of like, it's not a crazy amount of people on there, but there are people on there.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot of, like, how many times we've talked about, we see the same people. Like, we had a feud with one guy like 4 days ago. Yeah, he booted Mike out of the party, and then I complained to him, and he gave me the crying emoji back, and I was crying. And now this race today, he was in there, and we recognized him, and he beat on our door a little bit. So you start, I gotta imagine Heat on Twitch is a pretty simple name that when people see it again, they remember it. It's not like it's all that crazy of a name. So
officially, we absolutely have to say, Dan, great job picking up that name.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it.
Absolutely a genius idea, because the amount of people that were quickly able to find us as Insane Games TV. But so you've been doing like 6-hour stream here, 5 hours there, 4 hours there. Are you liking it? Are you liking being live?
I don't mind it. I like I said, I like doing it at home. I like to set up at home. It's more comfortable there, but obviously, everyone has their home set up, and they're probably much more comfortable quick running and grabbing a beverage out of the kitchen and running back.
It is true. It is very true.
I definitely like streaming it from home, and I have a cool setup at home. But I like it here too. When you guys are here, and we have I definitely like creating the 40-man lobbies. I don't like racing with 10 cars, so I like the 40 car, even though it's chaotic. And
it's only chaotic on the smaller tracks where it's chaotic in real life as well.
I really like the 40 cars. I like racing with that many people on the track. It's fun. So I don't mind that. But no, and then the time flies, as you probably know, Dave, when you're having a good time, you don't look at how long you've been on, and it's just like all of a sudden it's like, wow, I've been on for 4 hours, 5 hours. And then you...
how many Weekend Wednesday episodes have gone into 3 o'clock in the morning where Claire's texting me, she's like, are you coming home? You gotta be working 3 hours, and I'm like,
and the time just flies by. I mean, so, and of course, I'm sure we both had one of those streams where it just seems like the stream's taking forever. So it's kind of like, I feel like the NASCAR game works well. Like if I was doing a game, like it wasn't, it may feel like the stream's like, oh, I'm only an hour into this, you know. But with NASCAR, the race is every race is 10 minutes, and it's like, you know, you do 4 races, already 40 minutes in, and then you start battling with somebody, and they're in the lobby, so each race you're battling with them, and the time flies by. So I enjoy it.
I've really enjoyed you being in charge of those lobbies. It's very fun.
Now Warzone, I don't know if I could do 5 hours of Warzone. I think
Really?
I think I get too. There's too much. Well, let's be honest. There's a lot of paying attention in Warzone.
Yeah.
You're around someone. You're stalking someone. There's a lot of. You die. You come back in. You gotta move over here. There's a lot of thinking when it comes to Warzone. Where you gotta dodge a circle. You gotta find new people, and I don't know if I could do 6 hours of that.
We'll have to ask OC5 about what he thinks about that. But like, I love getting deep into Warzone. But that's also because I have. You know, when you play, it's the dream team, you, and then it's either me or Luke or somebody else. But like, I don't know, like because of, I mean, OC5 always wins, so that's you know. But I don't know. I find the time does pass. But isn't it funny how you'll start a stream and then suddenly you look and say, "Good God, it's midnight!" Like,
the time just flies by like you wouldn't believe. So
Yeah.
that's crazy. And but no, I mean, yeah, I enjoy it. I think I found the right game to do it with, and you know, there's no Need for Speed. I looked it up. I was like, oh, maybe it'll be a cool Need for Speed game coming out, and we got none of those. So there might have to be a long year of trying to do NASCAR. So we'll see how that goes.
should definitely tune in, folks. By the way, anytime you see Insane Games live, and Danny NASCAR Tuesdays and Thursdays. By the way, my pitch to Dan because Dan's a damn good streamer and it's a lot of fun.
Thank you, Dave. So let's go into let's move into our stream elements. Thank you for following Pac. Oh, is that you?
That's Pac Plus.
There you go. Appreciate the follow, man. Thanks for popping in.
Anytime, bro.
Thank you.
Love you guys still.
Thank you.
And that is, by the way, if you are watching, we are a video game store. We are open for business, so we always are engaging with the customers that come in and out of the store.
If you see us suddenly scramble, it's because somebody got cute.
Let's skip. So we had a lot to talk about. Let's skip off those topics. Let's go down to some store stuff here. We have some new pops on the set that we got down.
Do it, Mike. Do
We
it.
got Mr. Heath over here. The Joker. We got Elvis.
Is it Elvis or Albus?
I love hearing
Elvis.
Dan listen or try to say names.
Elvis Dumbledore.
You know what? Next time I'm on the program, I'm going to bring different fantasy characters, ones that he knows and ones that he doesn't know, so we can see him try to say Yamcha again. That was the best.
I
Simply
don't know.
the best.
That one may be my favorite.
Dan as a teacher taking attendance would be his worst nightmare.
Probably.
Slaughter everybody's name.
It would not be well.
I think Dan would do just fine because Dan just keeps it moving. Yamamachua! Gaku!
Well, no, I say it. The way it is, I say it knowing I'm saying it wrong, and it's just like, correct me if it's wrong.
Well,
but
that's
I'm
the
just gonna
point.
say
Like,
it's
a lot
wrong.
of people like, well, others hem and haw and it makes it awkward, but if you're just literally like, peanut butter and jammers? Peanut butter and jammers. You? Alright, you got a messed up name. Moving on. Like,
Right, I go, wow, David, I just go, Dave, man. Yeah, and if it's wrong, it's wrong.
Which more of the time it is than not.
Okay, nonetheless. But some cool new additions in our theme of having, well, Elvis kind of ruins it, but we kind of like the theme of having the villains on the set.
that man's a villain. Look, he had children do his bidding for decades.
Ooh, some Harry
It
Potter.
goes with the child.
True.
The child's old news.
And this may be a store friendo Tommy Thompson type question, but didn't he kind of technically set up Harry Potter? He knew that Harry Potter would have to be sacrificed against.
So you actually lost me on one for once when it comes to these deeper.
But am I
lore
wrong?
questions.
Remember what he did? Remember when Harry Potter takes the tears from Severus Snape and puts it in the thing, and they reveal that Severus Snape goes up to Albus, which you're basically using the kid as bait for. He knew they had to be. So really, did he ever really have Harry Potter
Have a good
best.
one.
I mean, that's maybe he knew down the road he would ultimately be saved, and however he was saved.
He just needed to
So
be
what
done.
you're saying is that the Harry Potter franchise did Avengers Endgame a decade before Avengers Endgame did it, where he was Doctor Strange, and he did the that Potter kid's gotta die.
There's but only one way.
I would text Tommy T right now and ask him if he really thinks he's a villain or not.
That's a little bit too deep.
I think he could be a villain.
I think you just take what they give you there, and he's supposed to be a good guy. Although he has some questionable roots in
Oh,
Grindelwald.
well, you're the one who's flip-flopping back and forth, Mike.
There is some questionable roots in
You
Grindelwald.
say he's good, and well, you know, really,
Isn't
he
he
has some questionable.
lovers / best friends with Johnny Depp's character?
That's
the
pretty.
biggest,
I didn't
the
watch
biggest
that
villain
one.
of all, Grindelwald.
I didn't watch the Chronicles of Grindelwald. Have you watched that one?
I watched the first one.
I watched that one, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah.
I watched that one, but I have not watched the other one.
Yeah.
So we got some new cool pops on the set here behind the counter, and hopefully we'll add some more as time goes on. Other big news, we mentioned the last couple weeks that we unfortunately had some thieves here in the store, and we knew they'd come back, and bam, we got them. They walked in here. I was getting ready. First off, Danny NASCAR, of course, just hit the live button. So we're on the countdown clock, and Mike's like, psst, 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 psst. And I'm looking over and I go, what are you doing? And he's like, psst, psst.
Dan, miss a mic cue? Never happens ever. Ever.
I had to make direct eye contact with him, like.
And then Mike went,
That was your mistake today. You didn't make direct eye contact.
and he went like this, and then I kind of looked over and I was, oh, shit! And I realized it was him. And then, of course, I went back, I pulled up the photo, and I found that he was wearing different clothes. So I was like, okay, the shoes were the same. You always have to find one thing that's the same. That's how you keep track. Okay, that's the person. He's wearing the same shoes. Like, okay, that's him. So I went down to security, and of course they couldn't do anything, so we had to call the sheriffs.
Listen to this heist Dan pulled off.
So I went down, at first I was walking out, I said to Mike, okay, Mike, I'm going to go grab some water right back, singing one of the NASCAR Heat songs that was going. As I was
He
walking
overplayed
out.
Slamming soundtrack on that game, by the way.
Overplayed his playing it
I don't think
cool
so.
factor for sure.
We're just like...
Singing songs, saying,
No, wait, let him tell the story and you can tell the truth of it.
So then I went down, got security, and they told me I couldn't do anything, so I called the guy, and I'm standing right over there, hidden, on the phone with the sheriff's operations guy, and he's paging in the other cops. I'm giving him the description and everything. Well, does not the security guard walk into the store? The other security guard. Like, we're trying not to make it obvious that we know, so but one of the security guard walks. I'm like, okay, this isn't gonna blow up.
He
This
goes,
operation's gonna go.
I got some reports of shoplifting.
Did he say it loud enough for him to hear him?
It was pretty absurd. It was pretty Dan left me in here high and dry with criminals.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty absurd.
So then the guy eventually, the security guard eventually
Classic
walks over towards me, and he kind of talks to me. I go, do you mind like coming over here behind the wall so they don't see us talking? And then the one guy left, went to another store. And when the other guy took a left to come out of here, they grabbed him.
Yeah.
The cops are coming right on. They're here for 4 minutes. Not bad.
Don't they have a station here?
They do, but they weren't there. But they got
Oh,
here.
okay.
And then it was like an episode of Cops out here. They're pulling out the license and license number 2744499, and then the dispatch coming back with no this. And it was like an episode of Cops. And then the one guy coming over here bargaining with me about. Because the cop's like, well, you can buy this up back. And the guy's like, oh, I don't have any cash. And the cop goes, well, do you have a debit card? And
He's jamming them up.
so
It was nice that they didn't just slap cuffs on him and walk him out.
well, you
Because
know.
he committed grand larceny.
Oh, yeah.
It's over $500 worth in stuff. That's grand larceny, and that's easily proven because, that's right. We're a retail business, and we know what our shit's worth.
Yeah.
Like,
Then you're trying to argue with me how much the value.
They tried to argue it again.
And then I
you know what
said-
that means? They stole something valuable, and then they fucking sold it for chump money, which
Right.
is even funnier.
And then I said, he goes, oh, the games weren't worth that much. I go, well, the price tags are right on them, and I gotta imagine they're the reason why you took them, because all the expensive ones are gone. So I think you knew you took the expensive ones. You don't tell. And the cop goes, I wouldn't argue the prices with them, sir. I go, I'm sure he's
Dipshit.
giving you. I go, the prices were right on them. Hint why you took them. And
And you stole from a video game store.
meanwhile, the one guy sitting on the couch was shaking in his boots, but we didn't have him on footage, so we couldn't get anything on him. But nonetheless, he got caught. Deep down, I know he ain't coming back in here anytime soon, trying to pull whatever he's been pulling. And the one guy, we bartered a deal where he's got to bring in something of that value, and he has until Sunday to do that. So long story short, another.
Are you doing a ride along Sunday if he doesn't? Is it going to be Dan live on
I have been told that if they don't bring the items in, and the warrant will be issued, and they have his address, I would chalk that up as another victory in catching a thief in the store. We have a very good track record. We have very little action in the first place, and the action we do have, I think it's taken
snuffed
care of.
out quite quickly.
I just can't believe you come to a small business, you commit grand larceny, and then you try to argue the value of the things you stole. It's like...
That I get, but even before that, you come back to the scene of the crime for more? Do you not think police are going to know that something is taken and they're not going to look up their video footage?
Well, a lot of people don't even realize that we have video surveillance. Very nice state-of-the-art video surveillance with off-site saving of the footage, FYI. You grand criminals that are like, I'm going to steal from a small business.
Well, like, let's say you walked out with $500 worth of stuff. First off, you should be happy that you're caught. And B, would you really go back?
I wouldn't know. I've never needed something bad enough to have to steal it.
I can't speak of that either. But it's like but then again, I guess if you really, really need it,
scum.
I guess if you really, really need it,
Starving for food or something like that. That becomes a deep question, but normal
another
stealing,
person
scum.
captured, and we can mark them captured on our thing.
Isn't that even a bigger point? That, by the way, if you stop into this store and you need help, I work for advocacy and programs. I will gladly point you in the direction if you need food, if you need shelter, if you need a safe space. Why,
and you know why?
Get help.
Exactly. And you know why we always catch them? They always come back. Remember the lady in the boots? Remember she was wearing the pink the thing, and she stole a bunch of stuff. And then she came back, and I recognized her, and I said, "Look, you didn't give us the stuff back." Or remember, it's just like they always come back. Well, know what we should do? We should get like a bulletin board where we put their photo, and then we get them, we put caption on it, and then when we catch people, look, you want to join this board of all the people that have been captured?
Should it be a two-sectioner? Thank you for
Outstanding.
shopping. Thank you for shoplifting. And then, when they inevitably make amends, we move them from shoplifting to thank you for shopping.
Then we need to have an Instant Games outstanding. One of the ones where they're still out.
This is our most wanted.
The most wanted.
He's been missing for 2 years.
No. We can say our most wanted right now in Insane Games is fucking GameCube games. If you have them, please bring them here, because we literally cannot keep them in stock. We can't. Cannot ever. No matter what they are. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, bad game, sold all three of them.
So speaking of GameCube, I went onto Facebook because I'm part of the video game business owners page, with all other video game store owners, and one guy posts on there. He goes, "Hey guys," he's posting his GameCube collection in the store of all his extras, and he has like 4 or 5 of all these extra GameCube games. And he goes, "Looking to do any trades for anyone who has GameCube games of $300 or more." So then I send him a message. I go, "Hey, would you consider?" I would buy one of every one of your doubles, just one. He goes, "Well, that's like 3,000 games." I go, "Well, assuming they're the same title, I would buy one of each." And he goes, "Well, I would have to do it for retail, of course." And I reply back, "Well, I'm a video game store as well. No, thank you. Just curious if that's something you're willing to sell." He goes, "Well, I'm a video game store too." And I'm like, "You have 8 copies of each game." I simply was like, "You know what I'm asking." And it's just like, hey. But then again, would we give them up all like that? I don't know. If I had 8, you know what? If I had 8 copies,
we did. If you think about
Depends who it was and how they approached.
When we were getting Funko Pops, brand new from Funko HQ, we were in negotiations and some trades with some folks for some of those new Pops that other people could get at them and other people could have them. So we have, and we did. And especially when we have too much stuff, that's when we put it on the sale rack.
Alright, official news. It's been confirmed.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to say this live on Behind the Counter. 2020 football fantasy lineup.
Uh-oh.
The roster is in place and has now been confirmed.
I had to slap Dan around.
First off, let's go in
so
order.
bad.
3-time fantasy football champion. And no, Dave does great at this. Dave, you do it. You give the mic.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are in the presence of not a 1-time, not a 2-time, but a 3-time Queensberry Football League fantasy champion. A man that has dominated, a man that has emasculated, a man that has drafted the best teams and to be nice on draft day, drafted the worst team just to be able to pick up the pieces and go, why'd you get rid of this guy? This guy's great. This guy's good too. Oh, shouldn't have got rid of him. Your 3-time and current reigning and defending champion, Mike Batista.
Can't get a better intro than that.
Thank you, Dave. It made me feel. I got the tingles a little bit here.
All right, so we have Mike. I'm trying to write them all down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm missing one.
TJ?
No.
Tyler?
No.
PP?
Okay, I'll say them all and you tell me who I'm missing. I'm missing someone.
Tell me the list. All right.
Whoa.
Okay, so we have 3-time champ Mike. Myself, 2-time champ.
2-time?
2 times! Not one but 2! 2 times! We have Tom, another 2 times. We have Tyler, one time. 1-time champ. We have now Dave Rizzo back, 1-time champ. So there's all your former champions right there. Okay? So then we have Dave is back in it. Dave's on what, your 5th year? 6th year?
This is going to be my 6th.
6th year. So we got Dave back in. We have Jeremy back in. Our good old friend Jeremy LeBaron. TJ.
Friend and rival.
We have. Oh, I found out who it is. We have. So we have TJ. We have Nate. Not well known in the store here, but very well known in our fantasy league. And his wife Steph. 2 regulars in the league.
The classic.
We have Nico, brother of Jackson, who was on the show here. So, again, we know him from outside the channel. A newcomer in 12th man, new to the league, from Monday Night Gaming himself, Thirsty Thursdays.
God!
Grab your brews, grab your vino that he likes to drink.
Damn!
AC Weezy, now part of the program.
God. So you back up the Brinks truck to get AC Weezy to invest in on his Sunday nights as well?
So, yeah, he is in. So now, we now have an official 12-man.
I hope he's ready for the
1,
intensity.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are here on the channel. So there'll be a lot of talk here, maybe in and out of some of the shows. I'm sure Monday Night Gaming will be talking fantasy. Behind the Counter will be, as always, the shit talk will start rolling. And the roster has now been confirmed. Draft will be this Sunday. And really, football is ready to go.
What time is the draft going to be?
Probably 8. When we normally do it.
Between 6 and 8.
6 and 8 sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes we do 7.
Are we doing another in-person draft?
I wanted to do that, but it's been shut down. Everyone wants to do their own thing.
It makes
I'll be
sense.
drafting from an undisclosed location in complete darkness.
It makes sense that Mike doesn't want to because the Le'Veon Bell thing was entirely on the fact that we were there in person. But I absolutely loved, and we have footage somewhere. Dan has shelved that after his performance that year of me, you, him, Tyler on TV giving the best smack talk that hath been done on Insane Games TV.
That was pretty
ever.
funny.
It was the best.
But it's prime football. It does not feel like it's football season. You know, I feel like with everything going on, I think the time has flown by, and I can't believe it's already end of August.
No preseason is really what did it.
You know,
we're just going to be firing into the
season. So right now, preseason would be going on right now, right?
Yeah.
We would have done didn't we do our draft like a week?
It would be right after the 3rd week of preseason.
Yeah.
So it'd be perfect when we'd
So
be
we're
drafting.
we're doing the
We're on
draft where we
schedule,
normally
yeah.
do the draft.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
what I take it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Mr. Dave Rizzo just confirmed that he's back in, so our 12 is in.
Hell yeah.
We're good to go. No real big changes there besides AC coming in from last year, which would be great. he's always analyzing football on Monday nights. And with him and Tyler streaming together, they can talk about it, I'm sure. And
I gotta say, by the way, Tyler, gotta be hungry. Gotta be firelit. The man put his hair on the line for his sports knowledge. And then, by the way, didn't wimp out on a bet. Tyler is a man of his word.
He did shave it down.
So, I'm just saying, watch out, all right?
So, next week, the draft will be over with when it comes back to Behind the Counter. Maybe we'll analyze a team a little bit, and you know what? Come up with who has to prove themselves the most this season. I don't know. Did Tyler have to prove himself to be a 2-time champ? Did Tom need to prove himself to be equal as Mike as a 3-time champ?
Honestly, I have nothing to prove.
Does TJ, who never gets in the top 10, does he have to prove something?
There was so much pressure for me last year, and a lot of that's been alleviated by my 3-time status now.
And Dave?
As somebody that has made the postseason every
about to say.
single year, always make the postseason. Sometimes I get strangled out of it the first round. Sometimes I make a pretty deep throw. I gotta say, Dan, the fact that every year someone throws out a little factoid about one of your championships, I don't know. You and Tyler's got to be looking at your 2 times and going, well, I'll just ask Tom to help me build a roster.
Tom has nothing to do with my... Dave taking shots already.
Tom
has nothing to do with my roster. Dave, you go through the regular season, and you have sometimes the number 1 team going into the playoffs.
Yep, which is the worst thing. Don't ever have the number 1 team.
Dave is like Peyton Manning. Okay, he has like this phenomenal season where he'll be like 16-2 in like or like 14-4. He has a perfect regular season. Okay,
it is true.
and then they go into the playoffs. Like, what happened? It's like done. What happened? It's like I don't. Dave may. You know what? I haven't done the math on it, but Dave may have one of the best regular season.
He does
record out of anyone.
The whole secret, and
I think you have an absurd win-loss ratio. By the way, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of a secret. It's Frank Gore. The man is always on my roster. The man makes 1 week appearance when my star running back is on the bench, and that is the week that he usually gets not 1, but 2 long, meaty touchdowns.
So can we wind back the clock to week 9 when Dave crushed Tom's playoffs throw? I mean, stomped on
him.
With Cole Beasley scoring 22 points. The third receiver on the Bills going wild against Tom. And
I bet you probably felt bad, didn't you?
Absolutely.
I mean, Dave actually probably felt bad beating Tom.
You put some respect on...
Yes, I did. You felt great about it.
You put respect on the people you beat because you know what's going to happen. When I go to the postseason, someone like a Tom, someone like a Tyler, someone like a Mike, someone like a Germ Dog, that's when they go, remember week 3 when you put 60 points on me, you son of a bitch? Turns into that scene from Inglourious Bastards laying on the ground. I'm going,
King Balls 401. I'm a 7-time champ in the last 4 years. Oh, there you go. I'm guessing you're in a couple multi-leagues. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing 3 leagues at once.
So didn't you play against our new member in one of the side leagues before?
No, I don't think he's in that one. He wasn't in that one.
So we actually don't know how.
I don't know how. I know AC Weezy talks a lot of football, so
first of all,
he
did
must
you
know
not see AC Weezy's football draft stream?
He did draft stream. He's in a league, I think.
The man broke it down for literally everybody, and some people pulled some of the most obscure motherfuckers. And whereas everybody finally went, oh, this one he's not going to know about, and he immediately, without missing, just went, well, he's a draftee from the University of Oklahoma, and went in deep.
So there you go. So we'll let the shit talk begin.
God, that is so exciting to have AC Weezy in the league. That's going to be so good.
The stress. I will say this. Out of all the people I play, out of the 11 other people, there's a few people that give me constant headaches when it comes to fantasy football matchups, and it's this one right here is one of them. I can never get by Dave's team. I don't know what it is. I never can get by Dave's team. I don't know what it is.
The amount of times, by the way, if you come into Insane Games and it's my shift and Dan is there, football's on, and then suddenly Dan has to leave, you know exactly who's ahead by 20 points.
But it's no different than Mike. Mike's the same thing when you two are battling. Mike becomes very silent when the Sundays are not
are very
Mike doesn't
respectful.
become silent; he becomes solemn. He doesn't want to say something to upset the fantasy football gods. Whereas I just have to wear my lucky Eli Manning jersey, and I'm totally fine.
But oh well, we'll let the games begin. Let the fun, the stress.
Cannot wait. Does TJ remember how to use a GIF keyboard?
Oh, I'm sure he's waiting to go.
Good, because that, ladies and gentlemen, if we could show team chat, which we legally can't, but if we could, TJ's GIF usage. Don't know how he speaks to that keypad so well, but mwah,
He does
just
get some good ones.
absolutely nails it every day.
He has a hard spot for me. I don't know what it is. He can't stand watching me win.
Ever. He was in his glory when you were having that meltdown here.
And he know how else he goes right after Nico too. He doesn't like Nico that much in his fantasy.
He has his targets that he attacks, and he has his allies that he teams up with.
He better win a little bit this year. All right,
He'll win plenty. Tears of a Clown will be running up and down the field on some of us.
all right, Dave, you had a few things you want to go over?
So I did want to note something for all of us here. So I did get Dan the streamer out of the way, but you mentioned this on thing. So if you're subscribed here on Insane Games TV, which by the way, if you're not, first of all, you get Mike Face for a Twitch Prime subscription at $4.99 level. For a $9.99 level, you can truly have 7 Burger King chins in your chat by having my face there. And
7 Burger King.
you brought this up. Why is there no Dan face?
That's
And
a top secret operation.
could we not make a Dantastic, or as we were talking about yesterday
What's that look for, Mike?
on Sunday of
Dan
service?
loves that.
Could we not make a Danamort one? Dandemort, where it's just we take Dan, you take the rest of the hair off, you take the nose off,
If you
Dandemort.
take that off, you won't be able to recognize him. That huge old honker head.
I heard there could be a potential Dan emote coming.
Oh my God! I
saw the potential faces that are there, and each one of them was more. I don't know what the word to say is. What would you say? More scary than the other one, I guess.
We have one where here's the emotions we're gonna express. It's gonna be anger or dead ass.
Oh my God!
Look, you have Mike doing the lips. You have Dave kind of doing like the happy smile.
Let me see if I still have the photograph.
So you need an angry one now. Like what?
So my question to you, Dan, is what subscription level are you going to make Dan face?
I have no
be at?
say in this.
Because
This is not. I have no say.
there's a reason that ooh, and that's my picture. I love that. The full beard. Sneak preview for those of you watching.
In the works.
You gonna show him the other one?
Dead ass.
You gonna show him the other one? This other one's kind of dripping wet.
Did you?
I don't have access to that one.
Do you want?
Tom put it in our chat.
I think I deleted it.
So, but Dan, what level should people have to pay for Dan face?
Oh, I don't
A
know.
$4.99 or Prime level, a $9.99, which is why nobody has Dave face and nobody will, because no one's paying $10 for this face. Or are you going to make it the $24.99?
I don't know. That'd be real top secret if people had to pay $24.99 for my face.
I think
people would only
I
have
think
that.
some of the regulars on. Oh my God! Oh, that absolutely needs to be on the channel.
But did you see the hat?
What was the hat?
There's one more. It was a Michael Jordan super retro.
We're not going with that one.
that might be the one now. The Dan saying that.
There's
Last
nothing
one,
funny
last
about
one.
that one. This is a child picture.
There's a lot of funny things.
Oh,
about that.
I was wearing an Air Jordan.
God.
Not necessarily Michael. It was an Air Jordan.
That's you know what? Between the first and the second one, absolutely have my vote. Angry Dan face would be perfect.
I like the concept of angry Dan face. You need an angry one. Like when I think it should be $4.99. I don't think it should be. I think all of them should be $4.99. Really. But
I don't know how that works.
I like them. I like them, but I think I'm going to start having the Garnted Colt on the weekend Wednesday. We wanted Danny NASCAR and we got it. I think we're going to start campaigning for Dandemort or Dantastic. You should absolutely listen, by the way, the Sunday of Service to some of the stuff that we suggested. Some of the things you would definitely not
I
like.
gave him the heads up about the
channel points.
about the embrace.
Dan has to give an uninterrupted hug, no back pats.
For what?
You had to spray a little cologne on your neck first.
For a hug?
Yeah.
If,
A Dan Dave hug?
Yes.
if someone were to donate, or
But that's gotta be a
use-
pretty
Using-
hefty price tag,
Using
Dave.
channel points. I said 100,000 channel points. That's all. I don't even have 100,000 channel points yet, but I am very soon.
for 100,000, it'd have to be like a 2-minute hug.
A 2-minute hug?
If it was that expensive,
Well,
maybe
just
60
imagine though how we would
Nope,
do
the
that.
current guidelines
Like-
stipulate that that's not allowed at this time.
Well, exactly. People would have to wait to use it, or they'd have to.
Dave and I could do elbows.
The COVID elbow.
It's a hug, Dan.
And Dan would have to do. Dan, you would see Dan doing like the. So, there's first of all, so Dan DeMort indefinitely, because we were talking about the fact that Gino was definitely a Horcrux if you're Voldemort, and I just can't. No one is allowed to hurt Gino. People are allowed to hurt Gino's feelings because Gino's feelings do get hurt. You see on that dog's face. I've not been in a room with that dog, but I remember that dog had one expressive MFing face.
He has a bark to him.
But the thing I wanted to bring a moment about is, Mike, mine? Mine? Yours?
I actually don't know. Between those two, I don't care.
Okay. But,
I prefer the black one.
Dan, can you... All right, so Mike's... Mine. Dan, could you hold up your controller? Wow! The Cadillac of controllers!
It is.
So we have now assigned controllers. So if you come into the store and you see me holding that black and silver one, you should absolutely say something about it. You should, because it is me being cheeky.
An official memo went out that the controllers are being assigned to particular people. First off, technically, which I'm surprised I have not heard from either one of you about this yet, I technically owe each one of you one of those blue controllers that I was supposed to go get, that I have not yet
absurd.
get. Now, Walmart's been out of them.
Now, I wasn't going to call you out on it because a gift promised by a Dan is a gift given by Dan. It's guaranteed.
It's just you can't buy controllers anywhere right now. I actually thought about just buying the normal blue ones. I'm like, we wanted to get the ones that actually had the grips, because the blue ones would have had the grips on them.
Yes.
No.
But
Yes,
so
they would.
technically, I do technically owe specially assigned controllers to both of you. but that is to not be as of yet. And they were out of them, then all of a sudden, everyone just started buying controllers like crazy. So, and you can't buy controllers anywhere right now. But, all right, Dave, you got anything else?
My only thing was really just about, for those of you who are not aware, Insane Games TV hit over 500 followers. Not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before. And we are now at 559. I know what you're saying. If you listen to these programs often, you're saying, but you guys were at 623 a month ago. Well, unfortunately, this channel, because we are live 7 days a week and we bring the heat in our content, we did get bot followed. My own personal channel did get bot followed and then smacked down from that, but not nearly as heavily because I'm not live 7 days a week like Insane Games TV is. But Dan, how do you feel about these bot watchers and bot followers?
I mean, I don't think it doesn't do you anything to have them. So it's kind of like, when we realized that it happened a while ago, it was kind of just like, I'm glad they're gone because they're not people engaging.
Yeah.
It's like, let's say you go and you get 10,000 followers and you have one person watching you. I don't know. Do I think there's bigger companies or bigger accounts out there that do them? I mean, I guess maybe there's a little bit of a science to it. Like if you have 10,000 real followers and you get 5,000 fake and add them in there, I guess the real overshadow the fake and maybe you can get away with that.
Yeah.
But in this situation, it doesn't help us to have them because they're not engaging. So they're just not. Why spend money on them? I mean, people are gonna watch and go, "Wow, you know, your engagement level is low." I mean, I don't want 1,000 people following us with one person commenting in chat. That's just not. And you know, it's at first it doesn't make you feel any better either. You know, you know that you have those. You know, it's just not. I don't see the point to it or the reasoning for it, and it's not really helping you down the road. You know, and you know, Dave, you stream just as much as we do. You know. It's not a self of accomplishment when you look like right now when I look at our 558 or whatever it is. I know that those are real, accomplished followers. You know, it's like you know,
our ERA here at Insane Games TV is insane.
Right.
So,
you just get us wet over here.
So, Mike,
I'm just that wet.
For your bring up, people on social media, Instagram, Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, Facebook. Things like that, you can pay to have followers. They are bots created that then just follow random people and sit there, and every so often they get zapped by different companies, things like that. Unfortunately, Insane Games was one of the companies that were hit by it, but we are well over 500 again. To no surprise of anyone that actually watches the channel. What do you think about follower bots?
It's tough to say because then you question everybody, and once you see that, like how much of the big streamers like Tim the Tap Man, or like Ninja, like they have like 50,000 viewers, but debatably probably like 25,000 of them could be fake.
You don't know. I mean, like I was saying to Dave, if you do like a high ratio, like let's say you have 40,000 real people and you add maybe 15,000 fake, the 40 are way still gonna outrun, like they're still gonna outdo the fake. But now people see 65,000 watching. Yeah. Like I mean, it really has made me go back. Like when I look at Instagram accounts, I look at follower amount. It makes you really go back. Like I'm not gonna lie, we have 60 people that follow us on Instagram. Now, could I go out and just go buy 2,000 fake ones and put them on there? Yeah, but what engagement are you gonna get? You're gonna post a photo, you're gonna get 10 likes, and people are gonna go. You have 3,000 people that follow you and get 10 likes. You can tell. Like we post a photo, and we get maybe 15, 20 likes. And that's out of our 60, and we know they're all real. And like, it's just, there's no purpose of getting that many. I just don't see the purpose of it. It really isn't. I don't see the purpose of getting the fake one. You know what I mean? But it makes you second guess now everything out there. Like when you see these social influencing people, do they really have 75,000 people, or they have fake?
So I'm all for someone that just needs a little boost to doing it, maybe. But then, yeah, you just don't know. Honestly,
I feel like you can't do it when you have a smaller account.
No.
Like us with you can't really.
It's
like,
easier
people like
tell.
Ninja, you maybe can get away, maybe doing like 10-15% of it being fake, and no one's ever really gonna call you out or notice it.
Yeah.
And it may give you a little bit of a boost, but again, why do they really need it either?
Yeah.
I mean, 40,000 is still a pretty impressive amount of people to be watching. Do you really need to go pay for 15,000 fake ones? Like,
well, when they're making money like that,
I'm sure there's a science behind it that we don't know about. That these other companies down in New York City, they have huge towers. They know the science of it and all that. But I don't see any benefit for us having it. And I, quite frankly, I was just a little disappointed when it happened to us. And like, oh wow, we really lost. But in my mind, I remember when all those came together at the same time too. And it was like 100 people just followed us all in one stream. I find that a little hard to believe. So I always deep down kind of had it.
By the way, so that record's still going to stand regardless. The most followed program, competing with now Danny NASCAR, but because Dan's been rolling those in under the radar. But Sundave, where I was building a Gundam model, got 100 followers.
It wasn't during that.
It wasn't during that one?
It wasn't during
because I got, or at least it was 30.
No, those were all a lot of viewers. Those were all real.
Oh, good.
BAM!
No, that's not. This was another. What was that?
Whoa, Mike!
Must have been something loose from when we were pulling it out.
No, Dave. You're saying that was not during your program. That was all legitimate.
Hell yeah! Watching a fat white guy build a Gundam model.
But there was another one where it was a show where just literally all of them came at 1 second, and it was like boom, and it's like ding 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 ding, and it was just like, Well, I mean, I wasn't watching when it happened, but when I went back and looked, they were all like the same seconds of joining. It was just like, I think so many things happened at once that the person streaming didn't even know it happened either. So it was just kind of, but we noticed it, and I always deep down had a little bit of a suspicion. But they're gone. I'm happy they're gone now. We now know that the number we have is where we're at, and I'm pleased with it. And hopefully we'll be at 600 soon. And the next goal maybe be 1,000, and go from there.
Maybe a
Obviously
million.
the goal is
Not maybe. Let's fucking do this. 1,000 followers for Insane Games TV. Like, come on,
Indeed.
people.
Indeed.
If you can't find a program you like on this network in 7 days worth of content, you don't like video games. You don't.
That's true.
You don't want to be on Twitch. You want to be on Instagram. Like,
But perfect. Well, anything else we got? We're well over the time, so we'll save some of these topics we didn't get to for next week,
God.
and go from there. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching for Behind the
Akai,
Counter.
What's good, my dog?
Oh, Akai, 1,000. Let's go. Thank you, man, for
Say hello
hopping
to
in,
him
saying
first.
hello.
Hell yeah, dude.
Welcome back to Behind the Counter. Hope you're having a great night. But we're signing off. What's up? Not too much. We're just about to sign off here for this episode of Behind the Counter. However, we're not the only show here tonight. Monday Night Gaming is up at 8 o'clock tonight with AC Weezy that we were talking about earlier. And I'm guessing he's doing some Warzone from 8 to 10. So make sure you hop in, check out with him. Then OC5 is back at it tomorrow. Danny NASCAR is back on tomorrow. Nerd Glasses is tomorrow. And we're good to go. Anything you guys want to go over? Good?
We're all good.
Okay, Akai, have a great night. Everyone in chat, have a great night. Awesome looking forward. There you go, man. I hope everyone has a great night. And see you later.